Diana from Adirondack Girl at Heart. Today I wanted to pop in and share with you some of my vintage finds from this past weekend. My sweet husband and I attended an estate sale on Friday and went to a thrift store slash flea market on Saturday. At the estate sale, I spent $40, which is a lot for me because I am cheap, cheap, cheap. But I think you'll agree with me that I made some pretty good finds. So right off the bat, let me share with you a piece of ironstone that I got there. This would have had a lid, and I call these individual soup tureens, and I'm pretty sure that's what they are. This piece is from England. It's marked on the bottom, ironstone china, Challenor Co., which is a known maker in the Staffordshire area. And I just want you to know the color here has a bluish tinge to it, because the second piece of ironstone that I picked up there is this one, and you can see how it's a creamier color. It's also made in England. This is by the Adams Company. Earlier ironstone is going to be heavier than later ironstone and have this whiter body with a sort of a bluish tinge, as opposed to this creamier piece. And like I said, this is by Adams, the Adams Pottery in England. And they're both beautiful in their own way. It's just good to know what you're buying, right? It's good to know, is this an older piece? Is this a newer piece? What are the differences? That sort of thing. So this piece is gonna be worth more than this piece. So this guy doesn't have his cover, but perfect condition, no chips, no crazing. I'm gonna value that I'm going to say $25 to $35 range, where this is more in the $18 to $20 range. I also picked up this cool tin pudding mold. It was $3. I will sell it in the $15 to $20 range. I should mention the pitcher was $3, as was this little soup tureen. I have blog posts about collecting ironstone, and I have an ironstone price guide, so I will link to them below in the notes. I got this set of measuring cups, tin measuring cups. They were $1. I sell these for $10 to $12. This is an ironstone looking egg cup. It's not really very heavy, but it certainly looks like ironstone. It's paneled. I just thought super cute. It costs $1. I would probably price that in the $10 to $12 range. Another piece of Fenton. This is silver crust. I know that because of this extra layer of clear glass right here all the way around the edge. If it was pink, it would be pink crust or peach crust. I picked it up for $1, and it's worth about $10 to $12. I have a blog post on Fenton also that I'll link to. Picked up this thermometer. It's an advertising thermometer, and things like this sell really well for me, and it costs $1. I will price it at about $10. Picked up a couple of small breadboards. They sell very well for me from my antique booth. And I have a blog post about cleaning breadboards. This one costs $1. It's a nice little oak panel. You know, it has it's like a ship, what's that called? You know, on the walls when they have separate slats. That was $1. I will price that at $10. Here's a round one that was $2. I'm going to clean that up a little, I think, and I will price that in probably about $12. I picked up a lap quilt. It's not like stunningly beautiful or anything, although I do like the backing, that nice pink fabric. It is made with some flour sack fabric and some shirting fabric. So I know this probably dates to about the 1940s. Maybe later they were just using old pieces they had on hand. I really picked it up with crafting in mind. It's got some tears, a couple of issues, but it cost $2. So that was so worth it, right? I read an article or saw something on YouTube about needlepoint embroidery kits being selling really well, and this one is Beatrix Potter. It was just $1, so I'm going to give that a try on eBay, see how it does. These girlies, I have never owned the set of the two pilgrims and the turkey. They were 50 cents for all three. These sell for $5 to $6 or $7 each. They have been reproduced. I can't remember the company. Shiplap. Oh my gosh, that's what I was trying to say earlier. Shiplap. Okay. So girlies would have had a cardboard bottom with the company name and the price. Those often do fall off. That could be the case with these, or they could be the newer ones, I'm not sure. I have a blog post about how to clean these. Mine definitely need cleaning. Dust would settle on them as they sat out for the holiday, and then they'd be packed away, and so they need a good cleaning. This was a super fun find. These are Mercury glass beads. It's Mercury glass garland, an older one. I'm thinking it may be Czechoslovakian, but it came in this bag with a brand new set of plastic beads, and I have said this multiple times to always check the bags of beads, because you never know if a vintage or an antique version like these will be hiding in the bag. And that is exactly what happened. And it was $1. So a garland like this with the two different size beads, actually there's 3 different beads. There's an oblong bead, there's a double round bead, and then a plain round bead. That's going to sell for $25, possibly more, on eBay. And I have a brand new course on vintage Christmas called A Very Vintage Christmas, and a huge section of that is devoted to Mercury glass garlands, how to find them, how to price them, how to age them, how to repair them even, and how to photograph them. So you might be interested in that class. I will also link to that below. Another great find was this box of flower frogs that they had not priced. So at the checkout, they priced it at $10. I think I have over $100 worth of flower frogs, and 2 really unique and interesting versions. These are pin type flower frogs, but in the shape of a leaf and another leaf. I would value these in the $15 to $20 range, just because they are so unique and interesting. And then I love it has the original daisy box. That's the manufacturer of a lot of different flower frogs. And I've got 4 of these little green ones. They sell for about $8. Oh, this actually has the price tag on the bottom. It's 19 cents. I don't know if you can see that better on, nope, that's the only one. Plus it has the, you can see a little bit of the original label. And then 2 of these really tiny ones, they are priced at 15 cents. One really large green flower frog. This will be priced in the $10 range. Smaller green. I have a blog post about collecting flower frogs, and then if you subscribe to my blog, you will get access to a flower frog price guide. Two sort of very plain pin types, $8 to $10 each. And then this is super interesting. This is a little set of the tiniest little flower frogs I have ever seen. I'm not really sure the benefit of them all being together in this case. And of course, this strap here is covering some of them, but they come out of a metal grid. I think I'm going to sell these individually for $5 each. They make great business card holders, which reminds me, I also have a blog post about how to decorate with flower frogs. So that was a really great buy. Some good money in that box of flower frogs. And a couple of last items. One, this twig pencil, because I'm Adirondack girl, so that's very Adirondacky looking. That was $1. And I picked up this cookbook, $1.50. I will price it probably at $10. I always recommend buying anything that is locally written or about your local area. And so I picked up this book about Schenectady, which is part of our Tri-City area. And I'm going to read it first because I'm fascinated by local history. This is a minimum of $10, maybe up to $20, depending on how many were printed, how easy it is to come by. So that's it from the estate sale. Remember, that was $40 for all of that you just saw. And now I'm going to show you what I found at the flea market. So probably one of the most exciting finds and very interesting is this Flow Blue dinner plate made in England. I got two of them. They were each $1. And as we've talked about before, that China dinnerware is not as collectible as it used to be. People really aren't interested in formal decorating or formal dinners. A plate like this 10 or 15 years ago would have sold for probably $20 or $25, and here I got it for $1. I am planning a blog post about Flow Blue, which is basically excess ink applied during the transfer process, the transfer of the design onto the plate. And it was done on purpose. Maybe it happened accidentally the first time, but people liked the way that it looked, and so they continued to do it, and it's called Flow Blue. Nowadays, I could possibly sell this for $10. Not sure about that. I picked up a number of vintage patterns to make my sewing pattern bookmarks. They were 50 cents each. And I got some cute ones, I think. I picked up some additional sewing related items. This jar was not sewing related. The jar was $2, and I want to add that to my canning jar price guide. Came with a lid. The lids alone, often I'll pay $1 for them. This is a Kerr, K-E-R-R. Not sure how to pronounce that. I got a whole bunch of vintage thread to add to my vintage thread post with some really great labels that I just love. So I got all this thread for $2, including these 3 also. Just love these large, really large wooden examples. I used thread in a Christmas craft where I decorate. I put some ribbon around the middle and I put a little bottle brush tree on top, and I sell those at a Christmas show for $4 each, or the larger ones I sell for $6. I'll link to that project below. And I picked up a needle case. Oops, needles are falling out. Needle case. Some rickrack. Loved this peppermint stripe. And more needles. And this package of twill tape. English superfine twill tape. Love that label. They were $2 for those 5 pieces. And then some children's books. Another little golden book that I'm going to use for projects because it's in really bad shape, lost its back. And then these 5 Beatrix Potter books. This one is, I have never owned one with a brown cover. I think it's 1893 it says on the inside. 1903. I just think that's wonderful. Poor thing has been taped up and taped on the inside, but I just think it is so beautiful. Someone is going to want to decorate with that. And then these 4 older ones, I think I will be selling them also. Just they have a wonderful look, even though they have been absolutely well loved, right? I was thinking I might do a project with them, but I think I will sell them separately. They cost 50 cents each. I need to probably experiment. I'm thinking I will price them probably in the $5 to $7 range. This one might be $20. I will have to think about that and maybe do a little bit of research. So that's it for my vintage finds for today. I hope you enjoyed seeing them, and as always, happy hunting.